A few exciting things are happening right now. First of all, it is National Drive Electric Week from September 22nd to October 1st. You'll probably be seeing this towards the end of the week, so hopefully you participated. But in honor of National Drive Electric Week, I'm going to do one of my favorite things, and that is to take a road trip in the Model Y. We have two Teslas here. I have my Model 3, that's mine. Then my wife has the Model Y right there. Model Y is by far the best road trip car we've ever had. It goes against a lot of the popular belief from gas vehicle owners that Teslas or electric vehicles in general are a pain in the butt for traveling in because you have to stop and charge. Well, I want to put an end to that myth because we are going to go to Asheville, North Carolina from Louisville, Kentucky, just your standard road trip. And I'm going to talk about all of the benefits of having a Tesla for road tripping and just owning one in general. So let me show you the first reason why I love the Model Y for traveling. The sub trunk area, that's our daughter's pack and play with a bunch of blocks and stuff like that. So that's one of the bigger things that we're packing for this trip, and it's not even taking up any of the valuable space here in the back. It's underneath that sub trunk area. That is one of my favorite things. We have plenty more space for, got another bag here. The storage space in the Model Y is fantastic. We got a stroller, we got bags, we have a mattress, pillows, but that's not all. There's also the front trunk, aka the frunk area, normally where a gasoline engine would be. I have my drone, I'm gonna take some drone footage. I got the hiking carrier right here. I got first aid kit, I got tripods, I got chargers under there, and it all fits nicely in the front trunk. Another great aspect of the storage capacity of the Model Y, just primarily one of the reasons we went with the Model Y, because we knew this would be our travel vehicle. The other thing that I love about the Model Y for traveling, it is one of the safest cars ever made, so I don't have to worry about getting in a wreck or crash with our one-year-old daughter in the back. I feel very at ease and at peace, because you never know. There's a lot of crazy drivers out there, right? Here's what the trip would be in a gas car based on Google Maps. 5 hours, 32 minutes. This app is called A Better Route Planner, and it's one of my favorite apps. I like to pull this up ahead of time just to get an idea. And it says this trip is going to be 6 hours and 12 minutes. So that is a 40-minute difference compared to what Google Maps says. And you can see where it's telling us to charge twice, once for 11 minutes and another time for 13 minutes. And that's an estimated time. Let's see if we can actually beat that and get the charging stops maybe quicker. They may be longer. Another thing I love about driving the Tesla Model Y for a road trip is that you always leave home with 100% charge. It's like leaving home with a full gas tank every time because it is able to charge overnight at home at cheap electricity rates, and it's always much cheaper than filling up your gas tank and much more convenient because you don't have to stop at gas stations. You just wake up and drive off with a full charge every time. So buying an electric vehicle is one of the smartest decisions you can make, especially right now, which is why I partnered with Climate Power for this video. Climate Power is an organization dedicated to building support for bold climate action across the United States. Switching to an electric vehicle has become much more appealing recently thanks to current policies such as the Clean Energy Plan that make going electric more logical than ever. But the big oil industry is trying to spread myths about going electric to salvage their profits from selling fossil fuels. Did you know the move to electric vehicles is creating jobs, saving people money, and saving people's lives? EV and battery jobs were 68% of new US clean energy jobs in the past year, and the current administration is building a network of 500,000 new EV chargers nationwide. EV owners save around $1,700 per year on gas and maintenance, and reports say the EV transition will prevent 100,000 deaths, 2.8 million asthma attacks, and 13.4 million sick days by 2050. If you're interested in joining the clean energy future, simply text Andy Sly to 43464 to get the EV facts you need from Climate Power. We made it to our first Supercharger stop in London, Kentucky. We were driving for about 2.5 hours. So the cool thing when traveling in a Tesla is that it takes all the thinking and guesswork out of where to charge, how long to charge. Once you pull up, you just plug the cable in and it'll tell you exactly how long you need to charge until you need to continue your trip. And honestly, this Supercharger stop is going to be as quick, probably faster than a gas station stop because it says it's only going to take 8 minutes to reach our charge. We're going to be here charging longer than that because I can't even change my daughter's diaper in that amount of time because we have to stop and my wife has to use the bathroom. I have to use the bathroom. We have to go in there and eat lunch. So we'll be here at least 20 minutes. And when you can charge for this long, 20 minutes at a V3 Supercharger, which charges up to like 250 kilowatts, very, very fast charging. That's the thing about Tesla Superchargers is that they're extremely fast. They're located pretty much everywhere that you need to go in the United States. You can travel anywhere and not worry about not having a supercharger. There are going to be superchargers along your trip. That reminds me of the next exciting thing that just happened recently. Tesla just opened their 50,000th supercharger station, an incredible feat. It's been over 10 years since the very first supercharger station, and now they have over 50,000. They're super seamless, easy to use. When we pulled up here in London, Kentucky, there was nobody charging. I've never had to wait for a charger. The cool thing about Tesla is that you can refer other people to buy Teslas, and when you do that, the buyer and the referrer both get credits, and you can redeem those credits for certain rewards, including free supercharging. So I have free supercharging on my account, but even if you do have to pay, it's always going to be cheaper than gas. Here at the London, Kentucky supercharger station, the price is 37 cents per kilowatt hour, but this will be free for us. This whole entire trip, traveling for absolutely $0. So we just stopped for our second and final charge of the trip. The funny thing is, we could have actually made it to our cabin without charging. We would have arrived to the cabin with just a few percent of battery remaining estimated, which is cutting it close. We actually just followed the recommendation of stopping here at Sevierville, Tennessee, at this huge Buc-ee's. It's just a ton of chargers here, and so there are plenty of spots remaining. We stopped for longer than what we needed to back at the previous stop. That allowed us to not only be able to get to the cabin without charging again, but at this charger, it said we needed to only charge for 3 minutes. That's the thing, you know, when you're stopping along for road trips, even in a gas car, it's going to be at least a 10 to 15 minute stop usually when you're using the bathroom, eating, stretching, walking around. We're going to be here for probably 15 minutes or so just to walk around, stretch our legs a bit, and we'll have plenty of charge. And one more small perk that I love about the Model Y as a road trip vehicle is the glass roof. This is the movie theater setup, is what I like to call it. Suction mount with a cell phone holder. If you have little ones in the back seat that are still rear facing, this is your own movie setup. And the most exciting thing right now is that it is probably the best time to buy a Tesla, just because Tesla has had the biggest price drops out of any vehicle this year since January, up to over 30%. Now, if you browse Tesla's new inventory, you may find a $36,000 Model 3, so you can get a brand new Model 3 for less than $30,000 if you qualify for that full $7,500 tax credit, which is $20,000 cheaper than when I bought my Model 3 over 5 years ago. All right, after 2 charging stops, we are finally here in beautiful Asheville, North Carolina at our Airbnb, and they just have a brand new EV charger here, so let's see if it works. And there it is. Something you can't quite get in a gas car is free charging at the destination wherever you're staying. Most likely you're going to have a place to charge because electric vehicles can charge on just a normal outlet. So if there's a normal outlet anywhere around the vicinity of the outside of the house, you can just plug your charger in there. Or even better, I'm starting to see more and more destination Airbnbs, hotels, any type of short-term stay, they are starting to have EV chargers installed on site. Free electricity, free charging, so I can charge up and leave out of here with a full charge. And we didn't even have to charge that second stop. We could have made it here and charged right up and been fine. So a 5.5 hour trip with just one charging stop, that is awesome. And that kind of lays to rest any myths you may have about traveling in a Tesla. It is seamless, it is easy, it's cheap, and it's only going to get more convenient when they start installing way more chargers. Just think of the future. Are there going to be more chargers or fewer chargers? There will always be more chargers in the future. They're constantly adding them, and it's only going to get faster from here on out. That is the beauty of electric vehicles, and that is the future of transportation. We just traveled hundreds of miles and had 0 tailpipe emissions. Better for the environment. EVs are the future, and they're the way to go. I'm an absolutely satisfied EV owner. I will be driving electric vehicles the rest of my life, and I have a feeling our future generations will as well.